This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank, create success, enterprisebanking.com.
Hello and welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the city, and I'm just going to get us so that you'll be able to watch us live on Facebook. See if I could do that right now. There we go. Anyway, another beautiful Thursday. Weather's gorgeous. Going to be a beautiful night for Downtown Sounds tonight, and that's where every Thursday, Friday, Saturday we feature a different local musician, and they play right in the Common. And this week it's just going to be Thursday because tomorrow's the Food Truck Festival and Saturday is the Johnny Appleseed Festival, and the parade is on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Starts at Doyle Field and then it makes its way down North Main Street in front of the Elks and all the way through downtown until we get to down at the Central Street in front of, in the area of Walgreens. And so that's the line up there. So beautiful weather from now till then and even into next week. So yeah, just as we kind of predicted, we'd have a warm few first weeks of the month. And that's really been the case the last couple of years where we didn't start pulling out spring and summer flowers. We left them in the ground. We said there's no sense in bringing in, ripping them all out. They look beautiful. So we'll hang on to them as long as we can. And then we'll take them out and replace them with more fall foliage. Let's go to the phones right now because Art's here from the Art Report. Good afternoon, Art.
Good afternoon, sir. You know, it's that time of year. We're talking 11 weeks maybe before the Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a good idea to get a bucket and take a ride down to the DPW and get some sand.
Yeah.
And a warning that sand has salt in it, so do not put it on your cement, because it will pit the cement and make holes and make a mess. Use it on macadam or blacktop, if you will. And it's good to have, especially if you have any kind of an elevation in your driveway like I do. It's a necessity. And it's a safety issue as well. Mm-hmm. And it's time to put the lawnmowers into storage just another few weeks. You won't be needing to cut anymore this year. So it's a good idea to, what I do, because I have a tractor, and I learned this lesson by my late brother-in-law. I told him what to do, he didn't, and it happened, and that was that the mice get in there, and they ate some of the wiring, etc., for winter, and use it as a motel. So I place little round mothballs in and about and around the tractor and put it in my shed. I never have a worry. It works every time. In fact, I noticed in my air cleaner of my vehicle that's parked outside, acorns inside where the air cleaner is. If you took out your air cleaner, the empty pod, it was filled with empty acorns. So the chipmunks were taking advantage of my automobile as well. And then I remembered at one of my services when I had the car serviced, they wrote on the receipt, varmint inspection. So I think a lot of people are having issues with smart little chipmunks deciding they get a good place to hide, but they could end up in New Jersey if you're going on a trip as well.
Yeah, that's right.
But things like that you got to look forward to, and if you stay with that stuff, you'll save yourself some money because they can do a lot of damage.
Yes, they can.
And and it's also have your antifreeze checked in your motor vehicles because that's really expensive. And get it done. Get it done early. If you wait late, then you got to wait in line to get it done. So
I wonder when.
It needs it.
I wonder when well, the weather pattern will change because we've had warm days, cool nights like in the 50s. But I wonder if it's going to be like last year where it just hung out. That nice weather, warm days, cool nights, hung out until well in October. And so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it has been. Like you said, in the mornings, I wear a light jacket, golf jacket, if I have to go get gas or go to the store for something. And at this time of year, years ago, just a T-shirt. But you're right, it's chilly in the morning. Mm-hmm. But it's a nice chilly.
It's refreshing.
It is. And we're born and raised in the Northeast. We're used to that stuff.
Sure we are.
And one more shout out, again, the friendliness of the city. And I must comment, too, on the potted plants downtown are absolutely stunning. Mm-hmm. Especially along the sidewalk on the side of City Hall. I cut through there today, and I was going to do the senior center. And it was just beautiful colors and flowers, and well-maintained, I might add.
Yes.
And not just put in the ground and left.
Something's... Your buddy,
no.
Luke.
Who woke him up? Woke him up?
Your buddy Luke.
Did he come out of the foxhole?
He's texting me.
He's brutal.
He's watching you. So just so you know.
Well, if you want a good laugh, watch him when he tees off.
Oh wow, this is getting
when he
tough.
swings 2 or 3 times, it isn't a warm-up swing. He's missing the ball.
Wow, it's getting personal.
Well, he can't see past the front porch on his stomach.
Goodness.
I try to be nice.
It's getting personal.
Yeah. Have a good one.
All right, take care.
And you too, Lukey.
And Luke's watching, so on our best behavior. About 10 minutes past the hour, and our phone number is 978-534-1626. And if you'd like to call, Rick Marchand is going to be my guest. We're going to be talking about the Johnny Appleseed Festival. And this thing, he said you couldn't hit a beach ball with a canoe paddle. That's what he said. I didn't say that. All right, that's what Luke said. That's coming right from Luke. So maybe there ought to be a tee-off between the two of them, right? We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back because we have lots to talk about. We have, what do we have today? We're going to have
we're going to do a TikTok.
A TikTok, what is it, a tasting thing to see which? Yeah. See, that's what I've been saying for years. Like, if you close your eyes, like everyone says they have a favorite place to get corn. Yeah. And I did this to a friend, and I love this corn. It's the best corn. For the last 50 years, it's all I ever eat. And I said, all right, we're going to do like the blindfold test. I'm going to get like cow corn. And, well, anyway, I don't want to finish the story.
Later in the show.
Yeah. So we're going to do a little taste testing. We talk about, we have pictures of the week and lots to talk about here in Inside Leominster. Be right back.
Okay, so I'm in the Leominster Historical Society, standing in our exhibit room here at 17 School Street. To my rear is the handiwork of my book illustrator, Steve Ledger, a great artist, who constructed these trees for our Johnny Appleseed events here at the Historical Society. And on September 19th at 7 p.m., free to the public, we are having a lecture that I'm giving, as well as opening up this exhibit. It's called 1774 in Context, Johnny Appleseed's Birth Year, on my Johnny Appleseed biography that I wrote last year. The man behind the folklore, Johnny Appleseed. And as I was researching that book, it quickly came to me that this year, the following year at the time, was the 250th anniversary of the birth of Johnny Appleseed. So I said, it's a perfect opportunity for the city to celebrate its native son and to develop some activities for residents so they can enjoy it. The first event, really the kickoff of it, is this Thursday, September 12th, is the release of the commemorative coin from the mayor's office and from the visitor center out on Route 2. So that's the first one. The last one, I believe, is the Harvest Festival at Shelland Farms on October 12th, I believe. And then there's a whole bunch in between. I know back in 1974, during the bicentennial of his birth anniversary, the city did a number of things. And in the process, actually won an award, a national award from the Bicentennial Committee, as the first recognized bicentennial event for the country, which started, of course, went from 1974 to 1976. We had a number of meetings with a group of stakeholders, people from different parts of the city, the mayor, of course. We had a city councilor besides myself. We had people from the schools, we had people from the mayor's office, people from Shelland Farms, a number of different stakeholders, and we tossed around a variety of ideas, and we settled on, we took responsibility for various topics or various things, and we developed a plan. So early on, the mayor wanted to sort of develop a calendar of events that ran from mid-September through approximately mid-October. So we did, ultimately, one of the activities was to develop the calendar, which of course is available to residents. There are copies currently at City Hall, the Historical Society, the Visitor Center out on Route 2. They're free, the calendars. Most of everything involved with all of these activities are free.
And we're back here at Inside Leominster. And yes, it's Johnny Appleseed month. There's so much going on. And remember, Johnny Appleseed was born right here in Leominster, Massachusetts. And September 28th, 1774. Interesting, though, because we're trying to do the parade so that at the end of the parade is the beginning of the 250th for the shot heard around the world, right? So that all kicks in next year, the 250. In fact, there's a state committee for the 250th. So we're trying to, when the parade's over, we actually start planning the same sort of thing because we were involved as well. So when the 250th birthday of Johnny Appleseed ends, we now kick into that 250th for the Revolution. So just amazing, right? And then 1776. And so historically, we have so much history in Massachusetts to talk about in the next couple of years. And Johnny leads it all up. Johnny's it. And Johnny Appleseed. And so the thing about Johnny Appleseed is a lot of people don't know it's a real person. And no one's ever said anything bad about Johnny Appleseed. So there are lots of books written about Johnny Appleseed. And somewhere along the line, if you live long enough, somebody says something that's not so flattering, but not Johnny Appleseed. And so this weekend, and starting tomorrow night, we start to celebrate Johnny Appleseed. It's somebody that's been working on the Johnny Appleseed Festival when it was like this big, and now it's got wings, is Rick Marchand. Rick, thanks for coming on.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. This is our 26th year doing this.
26th year, and it started out, actually the ladies, Donna Belletta and them, got it picked back up because it used to be something that we had when Ben Feeney and
That's right.
all of, that group, when they were us, or we were they, right? They were us. They were the movers and the shakers and, put all this stuff together downtown. And they had Johnny Appleseed functions. And I can remember as a little kid in 1966 standing at the post office with my grandfather to get the stamps.
That's right. Honest to God.
Yeah. So
Yep.
and here we are, 250th, 26th Johnny Appleseed Festival.
This is actually the 31st, but you and I together working, it's the 26th.
Oh, so that's right.
We've been doing it together since
31st.
'99.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable.
31st. And actually, the First Baptist Church
Yes.
started the whole project in '93.
Was he a member of that church? Is that what
I'm not
happened?
sure, to be honest
He's a member
with
of
you.
one of the churches downtown.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Their family was, you know. And now it's like this this. Look at this. It's just this long, long pages and pages and pages. It's this giant, like, festival with wings.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. It's been a long year planning, but we're up to 192 vendors.
Unbelievable.
And,
Now, let's just talk about the weather, because like anything else, planning a wedding or whatever, this, we talked in the past, when we had bad weather, and it's like, well, it's just too big to cancel. It's just too big.
Right.
There's too many people making food. This thing's got to go. And we've had those years, but this year is probably going to be, a couple of years were hot. I can remember when Karen Polito was running for governor, lieutenant governor. The lieutenant governor was here. I can remember a bunch of people coming out at different times, and it was really hot.
Yes.
This year is like going to be perfect.
I know, it's just absolutely perfect. And it's going to really be a great day as far as the food is concerned, too, because usually when it's too hot, people aren't as hungry, or they don't have that appetite, but we have such a spectacular food court. It's going to be awesome, something for everyone. So we're hoping folks can just hang out all day long and have a late breakfast, an early lunch, snack, and maybe even dinner as well.
Oh, yeah, this is standalone. This is you come at 9, you leave at 5.
That's it.
And then there were years that we had functions after this. I don't know, we were younger and we had more energy, but we actually had functions after that.
Yeah, one year we had the Thea Symphony perform in the evening, and I think you and I fell asleep in chairs in the back of the auditorium.
Yeah, but it was a nice night. And
it was great.
And it's a lot. So this year, starting on Thursday night, is the Food Truck Festival.
Friday night.
Yep,
perfect.
And then on Saturdays, from 9 to 5 is the Johnny Appleseed Festival. And then at 2 o'clock, we kick off at the parade. And that's going to start at Doyle at 2, right at 2. The first step will go off at 2. And they'll go down North Main Street in front of the Elks and continue all the way through town.
It's going to be a great weekend.
Sort of split out.
We're looking forward to the parade. It's been a few years.
Yeah, we haven't had one in a while, and this year we said we got to have one. And we weren't trying to make it like a 4-hour parade or anything, or we just want a parade, and we want to make it fun. So you'll see some pretty cool fife and like I said, this migrates right into the 250th of the, for the state here, and what happened at Concord and Lexington, and so the whole state's kind of gearing up like this is a big thing. The 250th, Johnny Appleseed is the beginning of it.
Right, we're hearing from all over the state.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow morning I'm on public radio at 10, and then we've had calls coming in from all over the state of people that want to come down. There'll be a tremendous venue of dignitaries walking around running for state and federal election. People can get a chance to meet them one-on-one, talk to them off to the side about issues.
We also have ads on WXLO.
Right.
And that thing reaches.
Right.
And on XLO, and we're really excited about, bringing new people to Johnny Appleseed. Something that you'll get a chance. I don't have one in front of me now, but Polar soda, Polar.
Right.
They have a seltzer. Listen to this. You couldn't make this up. Pink apple.
Oh God.
Pink flamingo and apple.
That's awesome. It's awesome.
And we're going to be giving away pies during the parade.
That's great.
How's that? So we got all kinds of things planned.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
And for Rick starts first of all, after the festival's over, it's a lot to kind of put away, and there's logistics. But there are maybe a third of the people that participate want to sign up right away for the next year.
Yeah.
Right? It starts. So
second week of January.
There's no rest for Rick. And it starts, right up another year. So there's no such thing as I'm going to take a couple months off and breathe. It really
people are excited to come to Leominster and enjoy it and participate.
It's probably one of the biggest festivals. There's no admission charge at all. And I know you do your best to keep the costs down to the vendors. A lot of people are raising money for charitable organizations, so you try to keep that down so they can make some money for their group.
Exactly.
It's hard today to raise money.
It is.
And the days have gone around for Halloween with UNICEF, and everybody would throw a nickel in or something. It's hard to do that anymore. So
it really is.
And there's a lot of people out there trying to raise money. So
Mayor, before we even forget, we're so fortunate to have such great civic, committed businesses and people in this community. And I hear, other communities are even more affluent as far as the dynamics of the funding, the money is concerned. They'd have a difficult time getting a donation. And the people in Leominster are just absolutely fantastic.
Well, one of my mayor buddies called me one day and said, "What's your budget for these events?" And I said, "What?" And he says, "What's your budget?" and it's a much more wealthy community. And and this is a while ago, and I said, well, we don't really have a huge budget for this. We put on a bunch of things. And I said, well, this is a while ago. You have a budget? He said, yeah. I said, how much is it? He said, $100,000. I said, $100,000? $100,000? Like $100,000. He goes, yeah, that was over 20 years ago.
So it's amazing.
And yet the business is here. And that's why we really stress do business with small businesses.
Absolutely.
Do business. In my business, Rick, there is no one that we've done business with, from plumbers and electricians to the guy that fixes the cafe, you know, the espresso machine, to the exterminator that comes in once a month, the grease trap guy that comes in and cleans it. Yeah, I mean, everybody is from here.
Yep.
Everybody.
Absolutely.
And you know, we may have to get things sometimes when you couldn't get things,
right.
you know, in supply, and
Sure.
we had to order outside. But you know, our tomatoes, our fresh produce, as long as we can get it, everything comes from here. Everything.
I was in your store Sunday morning, you know, and that's a whole different side thing. But
Yeah.
what you've done to downtown is amazing. You know, that store is an anchor. And I think what's happened downtown is you've inspired other businesses to get involved. And in the 26 years I've been involved with the festival, this is the first year we have businesses calling, we want to come out, we want to come out. So instead of just, you know, shutting the door for the day, streets are too busy, they're actually coming out on the street and participating.
Yeah, before it
They've
used to
been
be,
great.
oh, this is more of a hassle for my
Exactly.
business.
Yeah, definitely.
Now they know, now they've
Yeah.
learned this can help your business. You know?
Absolutely.
Because in business, it's about eyes. And yeah, you can go online and you can do all that, but it's getting people in the door.
Right.
Once they get in there, like, wow, I didn't know, like Allen's. That's like my,
Yeah.
you know, Allen's department store downtown, or what is it down on Hamilton Street, High Country Workwear.
Right, right.
Oh my word, that's like Disney.
Exactly,
That's like Disney
yeah.
for contractors or people like myself, and we've got so many of these businesses in town that don't exist anywhere else. They're just
they don't.
so unique.
In High Country Workwear, that's a local family.
Yes.
You know, we buy a few things like the vest for the workers to
Yeah,
wear early in the
safety vest,
morning
yeah.
for safety. And all of a sudden there's a check in the mail from them to help sponsor. And they don't even set up, but they just want to help the
Right.
nonprofits out.
Right.
It's fantastic.
No, and it's very unique. And I travel a lot. And my biggest thing, some people are like, you take vacation? I said, no, I go and see what other cities are doing or downtowns.
Yeah.
You know, as I'm traveling, I try to hit as many as I can. And we have some really long-established, you know, businesses in town that have been around for, you know, generations. So anyway, getting back to this.
What's also amazing is you and I saw the Benito family,
Yes.
Benito Fini family, start the festival, and then the Monument Grill, and now Ben is gone.
Yeah.
But his daughter's opening up a new restaurant
Yes.
downtown Benito's.
Yes.
Isn't it? It's come around. Isn't it awesome?
Well, I think to some extent, you know, Donna and all of her friends at the time were carrying on the legacy of Ben.
Right.
And as we got older, we remembered those things about going downtown with your parents or grandparents and said, hey, let us jump on board because we've got to carry out the legacy of those that were in charge at the time.
Sure.
And that's what we did. It's like, wow, you know, you start thinking, you know, the first, you know, the stroll that we did, the first one, and then the second. There are people that come up to me now and say, I was at the summer winter stroll. And I said, really? And like, yeah, and here are my kids. They're now coming to the winter stroll.
It's amazing.
Right?
It's amazing.
Because the memories that you help create,
Yeah.
right? Imagine a kid coming down that's young or a family, and they're coming down to the Johnny Appleseed Festival.
Yeah.
That's something they're going to remember.
You remember the couple that came a few years ago and they met there in elementary
Yes.
school and they ended up getting
They
married?
ended up getting married.
Oh my God.
You never know. 534-1626. So I can't imagine where you start here with this, but it's
if I can, first of all, if I can recognize the sponsors, I think
Yes.
that's critical.
Very important.
You know, people, this is not tax money. This is the generosity of the community at large. And, you know, the range of donations is anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000. And we truly appreciate all of the donations that come in throughout the year. Our co-premier sponsors for this year, of course, are the Cultural Council and Bitcoin Ben of Massachusetts.
They took over the old Garrepy.
It's amazing. You know, with them, They called up and they asked, if they could be a part of it. So yeah, if you like to have a booth, you're a new business downtown, we want to have a booth, but we want to be a sponsor. 2 days later, I was picking up a check for $5,000 to the City of Leominster JA Festival.
That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
Awesome.
Bank Hometown, Brennan Staffing, Valerie and her family. I mean, what a great company. And they're major sponsors. They do this every year for us. Fidelity Bank has been with the festival for 31 years.
Yep.
Gagney Enterprises, the Gagney family, IC Federal Credit Union, Leominster Credit Union, Rollstone Bank, UMass Memorial's back in this year. We're very pleased about that. Workers Credit Union, Bath Busters of Leominster, my brother Tom Marchand, his funeral home, Life Care Center, Mount Wachusett Community College, Northeast Mountain Footwear, which we just talked about a couple of minutes on Hamilton Street. We also have Pipe Plus, Barry Cassimi and his family. Pleasant View Parties. Between the Food Truck Festival, the Johnny Appleseed Festival, and the parade on Sunday, it was going to cost us well over $5,000 for toilets. They came in starting today to put the toilets downtown for all 3 events. Every single toilet is an HP toilet.
Handicap, yeah.
And they,
Nice.
the bill was over $5,000, and I said, look, I've got to raise the money. How much? What are we going to do here? And the same with Michelle and Melissa. They said, how about $1,500? We'll make it a deal.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That's incredible.
I mean, talk about great people right down in Clinton, Mass. Quality Masonry. That's Nikki Perro and her family. Yep, they came through. Jim McGovern, Congressman Richardson Funeral Home, an ROI office furniture out of Fitchburg. That was part of some of the work that was done in the City Hall.
Yes. Yep.
So, we're great shout out to them. And yesterday I got a call from DeCarolis Insurance Agency. Why didn't you call us?
Really? Joe DeCarolis?
And Kayla.
I feel bad sometimes because they contribute for everything.
Everything.
Sports.
Everything.
Anything.
Yeah, I think even the show.
Yes.
And what happened was, with all the things going on, we just missed them. And the next thing you know, there's a check in the mail, so we're grateful. But,
wow, that's great.
Most importantly, we ask the city and the community to stop into these places, whether you patronize them or not, and just say thank you to them. That's really important. But I also want to give a special shout out to the people behind the scenes that work with me every single day, of the year working on this project. Your staff, especially Melissa and Michelle, they're absolutely wonderful. And they've taken so much pressure off me by just being there and being able to orchestrate things that, they have easy access to. Department of Public Works, they've been helping out for a long time. Leominster Health Department is amazing. They were really tough on
all these food vendors have to be vetted.
They were tough on our food vendors.
Oh, yeah, well.
And at the end of the day, we probably have one of the safest events in the Commonwealth, and I say that with great assurance. They've done a great job, and everyone that applied to be a vendor at this moment is in.
Yeah.
So
we were doing an event, and we're cutting up watermelon and giving it away for summer stroll. And at Combined, they say, "Where's your cleaning, whatever it is, your sanitation thing?" I'm like, "Oh, it's right there." Like, can we test it? They have a little gun that tests. I don't know if it's they're testing the amount of bleach or something that's in there. Or I don't know.
I had no idea.
We passed. That's all I know.
Leominster Fire Department's awesome. We have EMTs on campus all day long. And unfortunately, we do have an incident once in a while. Someone trips or falls, usually a scrape.
Well, hopefully now that we've got the common done over,
it's beautiful.
We're going to have less trip and fall. People were tripping over the roots, the granite. There was curbing, and then there'd be lawn would be up here, the granite would be here, and then the concrete down here. People are always tripping. That's all like smooth now.
It's perfect, absolutely perfect. Leominster Fire Department, the police department are awesome. I mean, they're putting in a 12-plus hour day, Saturday.
Yeah.
And that's coming off a busy Friday night.
Yep.
And then a very busy Sunday afternoon. Office of the City Clerk, that's where everything goes in, where checks are made payable to the City of Leominster JA Festival and they're mailed into her. Treasurer and Collector, the Comptroller. We have a new Comptroller in town, and she's been great to work with, I have to tell you. I think I'm a strong advocate for all the people that work in City Hall, but she's really helped me to be able to make sure that all the checks and balances are in place, that what I do is correct. Michelle is my treasurer. She's on board with it. And then all the bills are paid in a very quick time frame after the service has been rendered. So, everything works out great. The Leominster High School Marching Band, They're gonna be with the chorus kids, and they go into the cafe. They go into the parking lot party for the kids. They'll perform at 9 o'clock and 9:30, and then after that, they're in the parking lot for the day, and they do all the 11 stations for amusements. They collect the tickets. They sell the VIP bracelets, and also the pony. We have pony rides back this year, so they'll be doing that
that's
as well.
great. Yep.
We ran into a little snag with cleanup, as you know.
Yeah.
And I reached out to a few people, and it was kind of back and forth on how this was going to play out. But we solved the problem, and we have the Leominster High School boys soccer team that'll be there for 12 hours.
Wow.
And they're going to be working with a couple of city employees helping us out, and they're going to be taking care of all the rubbish collection
that's
on the
great.
ground and in the barrels all day long.
Nice.
Isn't that awesome?
That's really awesome.
I mean, and it was like, they didn't even want a donation.
Yeah.
We're going to take care of them, And then, of course, all the vendors. We are over 90 vendors out of the 193 that are nonprofit or charitable groups. And we have some really good ones, that have joined us. So, it gives an opportunity for the patrons to be able to meet them, see what they offer for the community. It's just awesome.
Grateful Henner and Greyhound Friends and Growing Places and Heidi Horgan's School of Dance. You're going to have Kay's Craft Corner and KM Soaps, Candles, Bath Bombs and Lake Effect Quilts and the Leominster Community Action Team. And the Scouts are going to be there, and the Cultural Council, and the Democratic Committee, and the Fire Department, and the Fitchburg Elks are going to be there, and the Republican Committee, and the Historic Society, and the High School Chorus, and the volleyball team, girls volleyball, and Material Girls Quilt Guild.
That's right.
They do a ton of stuff. They don't charge anybody for anything.
That's
MK
right.
Dance, Montezuma Regional Transit Authority, Morris Hollow, naturally VV50, what is it? Nimes Honey?
Honey, yeah.
New Life
Honey,
Church is going to be there.
Yep.
You have a lot of Rollstone Bank,
Make-A-Wish
Revival Med
Foundation.
Spa, Make-A-Wish.
Yep.
The United States Army's going to be there, the Toastmasters, True Moon Magic, Trick My Ride, the Native Kitchen, Vivid Braids by Kelly. How's that one, huh?
I know.
Lumber Winters, Wilder, Masonic Lodge, Working Bee Honey. It's pages, Rick.
It's crazy, isn't it? And I feel bad because...
And Rick put them all in here by alphabetical order so nobody was offended, right?
That's right.
978-534-1626 if you have any questions about the festival. It starts at 9, and the place is packed like immediately. Let's just talk about parking for a minute because for handicap parking, most of the parking there's some businesses that are open in the morning. So like Santana Bank, but you got something worked out with them. Some of the businesses open in the morning, like the banks are usually open till 12. And then they really don't care after that. So the parking garage upstairs and downstairs is free. So you can park there. You can park side streets, just don't block the intersection. So there's no charge for parking. You could park on the corner of Grove Ave and Merriam Ave. I mean, we have parking lots all over the place.
Exactly.
All behind C&M Pizza's city property, all behind Walgreens. That's all. So you can park there.
We try to seal off
Manning
between
Ave.
the two churches, First Church Unitarian and First Baptist. So if anybody, whether they handicap or they just need assistance, they can come in that area as well.
We always get, and that works out well because we found that people that had physical disabilities, limitations, weren't coming to these events. But now they got good parking, they can park there and
we purposely stayed away from, which we needed, the front of Monument Square on Main Street. And the reason is so people can drop folks off there. The bus can still pull up there. So you can do the MART transportation, or you can do, offsetting and then onboarding and then offboarding at the same time. So
West Street, Lower West Street from school down is closed. Park Street is closed.
Right.
Church Street is open to, for people to get in and out in terms of the fire department,
they could wiggle into the parking garage.
From there. Then Main Street, that section of Main Street is closed. Right.
And from Merriam Ave to Mechanic.
Right, but you could come up Water Street and make a little loop and get your bus and take off and go that way. So all is good. It's a go. The weather's going to be absolutely beautiful. And it's coming up this Saturday, which is the 14th. Tomorrow's Friday the 13th.
It's amazing.
And let's see the shirts.
Well, this is great. This is the design that the committee came up with. You, Mark Bonanza, And so what we have is we have hooded sweatshirts with the 250th anniversary on it. We have short sleeve T-shirts and long sleeve T-shirts. All the money's going back to the project. The T-shirts, all of this will be sold in the information booth right next to the Apple Crisp.
And we have the coin now. Coin's out. It's for sale. We've already gone through, I think, 200.
That's amazing.
Something like that. I mean, it's wild. And it's a beautiful coin. And a gentleman came in today, and he had his from the 60s. He had a couple of coins. I don't know how old. One of them is really old. I think he had them before the 60s. I believe that it was the historian in the library. Was it Mrs. Wheeler?
It could have been.
And it was her that actually came across the birth certificate of Johnny Appleseed that, I guess, solidified that Johnny Appleseed was actually born here in Leominster. His monument is, and there's a house, a replica of his house up on Johnny Appleseed Lane. And we're building another replica that's going to be at the Visitor Center, and another one that's going to be off when you're coming off 190 and the connector off to the right in that field near the river. Almost like a replica of where he lived.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, Johnny Appleseed, 250 years old.
Incredible.
And the festival's 31 years old.
Yep.
And these are good things. People love these activities. Now, sometimes traffic gets messed up, like tomorrow. For the food truck festival, we start closing the streets down at 3. That is inconvenient for a whole lot of people. But at the same time, it's what it takes to get 37, almost 40 trucks downtown and get them lined up, and they got to start preparing their food and getting them. So if you're coming downtown at that particular time, then use your patience, right? Please, patience. And we'll get you through. We have detours set up. We'll get you through. It might take a couple extra minutes, but even during the Dining Under the Stars, we got everybody through. Everything went smoothly. 978-534-1626. And Johnny Appleseed Festival starts at 9 in the morning, goes till 5. Everything gets cleaned up, and we get ready for the parade the next day.
Go. Yep.
It's like nothing happened. Anything else, Rick, that we forgot?
Just real quick, I'll share with you what's on the stage for the day.
Oh, yeah.
We have
Is Bob Healy back?
Yeah, he's back.
Good.
He's back. We have 2 stages. One of them will be in front of the Christian Church on Main
Christian
Street.
Life Center, yeah.
Christian Life Center. Robin Korski and her husband in the congregation are hosting a stage
and
down there.
And they line up all the different...
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
There'll be seating down there, porta potties in close proximity. Go down and have some fun. They're doing fried dough. Delicious. We have a great time down there. We have another main stage comes out of Church Street, right between City Hall, First Baptist Church. And we start the day off, we'll have a prayer, opening ceremony at 9 o'clock. The Blue Devils Chorus will perform on the main stage. At 9:30, we're going to put the marching band into the park. It'll be perfect. They'll be able to just, project the sound through the whole downtown at that point. We have soloist Rachel Selly, Jack's daughter, and she'll be performing from 10 o'clock to 10:05, doing a Disney song. We have Bob Healy's orchestra will be coming on around 10:15. He'll be playing till 12. The Leominster Cultural Council will be having their award ceremony from 12 to 12:20. We'll be recognizing dignitaries right after that. And our major premier sponsor, Bitcoin Ben's going to say a few words. We also have Cara Brandisi, who was on season 22 of The Voice. She's
This is her 3rd year?
She's been doing this since she was 14.
But I mean, here.
It's probably more.
Really? Okay.
I'm trying to count back here, and I'm going to guess 7th or 8th time.
Oh, okay. All right.
Somewhere there. This might be her last time, unfortunately, with her schedule and where she's going to that next level. So she'll be performing from 12:30 to 1:30. We'll have a little break, more announcements, and then she'll be coming back on from 2 to 3. And I'm very pleased that Mike Spud Kelly will be singing with Mark Montequilla and his band. He'll be doing about a half-hour, 45-minute performance with them starting around 3 o'clock. And then Full Monty will be playing the rock and roll that we just absolutely love to hear, going right till 5 p.m. So it's going to be a great day. We also have a DJ, Ray Richard, up in the parking lot party.
Geez. Look
You
at
mentioned Heidi Hogan.
Yeah.
Heidi came to us a long time ago, and she wanted to be a vendor. And I said, what do you want to do? I want to promote the school, but, have some mentors there for the kids. And we came up with an idea that she actually does line dancing with the kids in the parking lot.
Oh, how fun.
So the DJ's putting her music on, And it's not uncommon to see a couple of dozen or more little kids dancing with the teachers and
How
some of
fun.
the students from her program. They do that all day long.
Yeah. How
And then
fun.
we have DJ Earl down on the corner of Main Street and West and Mechanic, and he likes a lot of some of the old things, which is great. And he'll be there till about 3 o'clock this year.
Don't miss it.
Yeah.
The Johnny Appleseed Festival, 9 o'clock in the morning till 5. So if you've got to take kids to maybe you go to church, or maybe they got to go to soccer or field hockey. There's always something going on. There's plenty of time to get there between 9 and 5 o'clock. And we'll see you there, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Taking a short break, and we'll be right back here at Inside Leominster, 978-534-1626. Thank you, Rick. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of phone call. We just flush them your way, so it's easy for us. We're like, oh, just call Rick. How do I get involved in this? How do I get involved in that? Oh, here's Rick's cell phone. It's a lot of work. So it wouldn't happen, today. It doesn't happen unless people step up and make it happen.
Right. Absolutely.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Taking a short break, and we'll be right back.
Rolling out to his left. He's going to trust his legs a little bit right there. Hankins, unfortunately, going to be 6 on the board for the Pioneers offense. And that was Benjamin Marchetti at the end coming in. Unfortunately, just tackled him into the end zone. That's one of those things where you just got to know where you are on the field. You can't just dive at him. I know you're running 1,000,000 miles an hour, but if you're tackling him into the end zone, neither team's defensive coordinator is going to complain a low-scoring game. But here we are, Lopez in the shotgun here. Drops back, looking for the deep ball here. And that's a catch! And he's able to get a foot in. Huge play right there. Ryan Ricker with 6 on the board. Mr. Official, put your hands up as Leominster is on the board. And here we go. Osiris Lopez in the shotgun with Cora to his right. And just looking to make sure that the play call is for sure known by everybody. Lopez takes the snap, moves to his left. He's just going to get him moving in space. And he's going to move around a little bit, try to see if we can get a nice little play here. Goes for the end zone, and that's a big play by Jadis Delgado. Perfect job right there. Lopez fakes the handoff right there. Looking for some room, and he's just going to trust himself inside the front pylon. And looks like we're gonna now see the run game in effect with Cora. And that's exactly how he thrives, using his legs. Huge pickup right there. As Cora the back, Lopez the quarterback. 2 receivers to the near side on the hash mark. Going back to that zone, Cora untouched. Touchdown, Leominster, folks. That just might seal the game here. 27-7, 3 scores now. As we're gonna get 1-0 to start the season here for this Leominster football season. I'm Liam Curtin, and I will see you folks next week. Have a good weekend.
Good, huh?
Yeah.
That was good. All right, what are we doing here?
All
What are all
right.
these cups?
So we have a TikTok trend. Someone
TikTok trend.
Someone on TikTok said that McDonald's soda tastes better than all others. So we got Burger King for you to test because they triple filter their beverages at McDonald's. So this is a trend where they tried. The 3 most popular flavors are Coke, Diet Coke, and Sprite. And McDonald's Sprite supposedly is extra spicy, is extra crisper.
Well, remember the days when they brought tanks in?
Yep.
There's almost no such thing as tanks anymore, I don't believe. I believe there's like a mixture of things, and it's all computerized.
Right.
So, you go to the area and you press like a soda. I don't believe there's a storage tank anywhere. I believe it's a mixture, their own special mixture, right?
Coke uses the tank still.
They do. All right.
Just
So
for the Coke.
Where do I start?
Are you more of a Coke drinker or Sprite?
Sprite.
Start with the Sprite. The light
This one?
grayish one is McDonald's, so that's McDonald's.
This is McDonald's. Okay.
And then you got Burger King's.
This is Burger King Sprite?
Yep. Do you taste the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
McDonald's is better. This one's a little flat, or it tastes a little flat.
It's not as filtered.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. So then we got Diet Coke. Yep, right there. So that's.
This is Burger King?
Yep.
I don't own any stock or anything.
People, influencers are doing this. This is like a big influencer trend.
About the same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say. And was that diet? Or
That's
the real
diet.
Stuff? All right, let's try this stuff.
So the diets and the Sprites come from the packages at McDonald's. It still comes into the flavor packs. The Coke comes in the metal.
This one's McDonald's, right?
McDonald's is the metal container.
I'd say McDonald's on that.
McDonald's holds the record for being the best Coca-Cola in the world.
Really? So they do something to it.
Yeah. So they've done a taste test on different YouTube shows of McDonald's Coke, Coke in a glass bottle, Coke in a can, and Coke in a cup, in like a plastic 2-liter jug.
I think the best water in the entire universe is that stuff that comes from Mexico. You know what I mean? I forget the name of it, but it is.
Fiji? Fiji water?
No. No, it's got a little something in it. It's got a little either salt.
Topo Chico.
Yeah, that's it. It's glass bottle.
Yep.
And it is by far, there's something in there they're not putting in there that's good, but I can taste the difference here.
So the polls show that the best fast food soda comes from McDonald's.
McDonald's?
Second comes from Popeyes.
Really?
Then Jack in the Box, which we don't have
We don't
over
have
here.
one around here.
But then Wendy's, then Burger King is the lowest rated.
Really? Oh, Burger King, it's time to step it up.
Yep.
Let's get with it. You know, add some bubbles to it or something. All right, you want to do photos of the week? So I don't want to miss
We got the
those.
slideshow ready.
All right, let's do photos of the week, or whatever we have here. We'll go through that because sometimes I'm talking so fast at the end trying to get through it that I'm sure it's irritating to people. All right. In 7 days in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, there's 2,106 people that tested positive for COVID. Bottom right-hand corner, it's 20 here in Leominster. And in the whole state of Massachusetts, in 7 days, it's 9 deaths. It's Are You OK Day, National Chocolate Milkshake Day, National Day of Encouragement. I encourage you all to have a chocolate milkshake. It's National Police Woman Day, National Report Medicare Fraud Day, National School Picture Day, and National Video Day. 1959, Bonanza. Now, this is very few old radio shows made it successful on TV. It wasn't common. And some thought they could make that, they could gravitate, and just some couldn't. 1960, John F. Kennedy, when he was running for president, says, look, the church, Roman Catholic Church doesn't speak, because it was sort of like, I don't know if people were against somebody, but he was the first person running for president that was a Roman Catholic, and I don't know, I guess that was a big deal. And he said, they don't speak for me and I don't speak for them, which I guess was a rhetorical answer, I guess. But 1966, the Monkees premiere on NBC. And in 2001, Article 5 of the NATO agreement invoked for the first time only in the response to the September 11th attack in the United States at Ground Zero. 2012, Apple unveils its iPhone 5 and 6. 2017, they unveiled their iPhone X costing $999, along with iPhone 8. And if you don't think that's a big deal, when people tell you 99 cents, like $3.99, $4.99, when you say $999, put 1,000 there, and that scares people, right? And in 2023, U.S. Speaker Kevin McCarthy opens an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden with a formal House vote, and some Republicans call to remove McCarthy from leadership. And here's some of the grants that we're working on. I can go back to those, but let's do pictures of the week. You ready? Oh, don't forget, tonight we have Downtown Sounds. And it's not huge concerts or anything. It just features local artists. This week there's only one day, and that's tonight. And that's at 5 o'clock till 8. And there's also a food vendor down there. And yeah, so normally we'll do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but because of the Food Truck Festival and then the Johnny Appleseed Festival, it's only Thursday night. But every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. All right, pictures of the week. Get my glasses on. There we are, Downtown Sounds. This was a good group. They were there last Thursday or Friday. And quite a few people. I mean, all the seats were full. As I said, there's a vendor downtown. The food is really good. MSBA meeting for Fallbrook School. So there we are. We're on a Zoom meeting with the state for building a new school. And so what's happened at Fallbrook is it's just old, and we went through a process of looking at maybe renovating it or expansion and renovation. But it was determined at the end that the best bang for the buck would be to build a new school, knock the other one down. And so there we are on a meeting right there. Route 12 is, we're getting there. We're almost done, nearing completion. They're going to begin working at night. They have already started, and they're going to be, now all of that has to be retarred. The tar that you see on the ground is just temporary. So all that's going to receive new pavement. Storm drainage installation on Marshall Street. It's part of a $3 million MassWorks grant for the whole entire area. So sidewalks and new water and sewer. And there's a new water line on Blossom Street. DPW did a great job installing that. And it was really interesting. We got invited to a Seventh-day Adventist celebration. These are from several different churches, and they're Seventh-day Adventist Haitians. And they were the best. If you could see what the Eagles look like, it was absolutely beautiful how they decorated. And so if you look up at the top left, the gentleman sitting there was 100. The lady in the middle was 101, and the gentleman on the right was 100 years old. And yeah, she made sure she told me that she was 100 in 9 months. She wanted a full accounting for the fact that she was 100 in 9 months. So what a beautiful celebration. I don't know, it was just weekend. We were just everywhere. And then, I think I mentioned it, but many of the members of our high school band, including the band director, Mr. Bergeron, who was in the Rose Bowl parade last year with all band directors, they formed a band called the New England Band. And they're going to be performing in the Rose Bowl parade in Pasadena on New Year's Day. 26 million people watch that. 26 million people watch that parade. 1 million people stand on the side of the road and watch that. And so it's not just Leominster. It's Leominster. It's Fitchburg. It's Connecticut and New Hampshire. And it was a nice day. The guy you see in, let's see, fourth from the left on the right. So is that a red jacket there? He is the president of the parade. And all of those others to the right are high level, including the guy on the left, are all high level. They all came out. There was this big thing. It was really nice. And it's very exciting to see these kids make it to this point. And just the other day, we received $500,000 that is coming from the relief fund by way of the state. And we thank Senator Cronin and our state rep, Natalie Higgins. And now we will begin to set some parameters up by which we will distribute those funds. And there's our athletic fields. There's our little picture. We're going to get athletic fields out the bid behind the high school. And I believe they open on the 26th, or we award them on the 26th. So hopefully either construction can start this year, or when we hit it hard, come next spring. And the beauty of Leominster, look at that. Wendy went all the way up to the cupola to take that picture, huh? Isn't that beautiful? There you go. So I made my obligation. I got that done without rushing everybody. Yeah, we have a ton of projects, a ton. Obviously, yesterday was September 11th, and we remembered, that day. And we remember that day as a day that we all woke up and went on our routine, and it was just a beautiful day. And then everything deteriorated from there on, just shortly after 9 o'clock in the morning. And yesterday was a day of reflection. We listened to the Scanner app, and they replayed from the minute the first plane hit the tower all the way through. And I don't think we went to sleep till 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. It was still going. And it's every transmission that was made. And then yesterday we tried to, yesterday was also the first year anniversary of the flood. And we started off with the press saying, look, we realize we know you want to talk about it. Can you wait a day? And I'm like, well, it's the 1 year anniversary. We'd really like to chat. And I'm like, okay. And, but eventually, by 2 in the afternoon, we're like, okay, as long as this doesn't take away from that, like, no, there's plenty of news to, commemorate the September 11th. And we're like, okay. So at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they did stories, but they didn't hit till later in the day and the light, so it wasn't a huge problem. But anyway, it was the 1 year anniversary of the flood. So a lot happening. So yeah, just don't forget the September 11th piece of this, which is, the tribute and remembrance of those who were on the planes, those who were firefighters and police officers going back into the building. So many stories there. So many stories there. All right, I think we're out of time. But do we have 2 minutes? We do or do we don't?
We're almost out.
All right, you're almost out of 10. All right. Anyway, one last time. Downtown Sounds tonight, 5 to 8 o'clock in the Common. No admission. Just come. Grab a pizza across the street, or there's a vendor there. Tomorrow night is the Food Truck Festival at 5. And we take stragglers in. We keep it open till 10, unless somebody runs out. And sometimes people are just getting out of work, and they're like, I just got out of work. I've been waiting all day. I wanted to come down. So we keep it open till 10. And we clean up. And then the Johnny Appleseed Festival on Saturday. That'll be the 14th. And then on the 15th is the parade. And the parade will step off at Doyle Field at exactly 2 o'clock. And then the parade will go down Route 12. Route 12, North Main Street. And we'll go past the Elks and through downtown at Carter Park, through downtown Monument Square. We'll take a left on Central Street, and it ends around, Walgreens, C&M Pizza in that area. So we hope to see you out there. You're going to have a beautiful weekend. Weather looks great. And thanks for watching tonight. Thanks for the whole crew here at LTV. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. You got to show up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisInsuranceAgency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank, create success, enterprisebanking.com.
This is LTV.